It's still happy hour with John Gaskins, but it's almost over. Last call.
Hey, you're still here. I'm still here, and that's good news because we have a bonus round I think you will enjoy. A couple more one-on-one interviews with big names in the MVFC. The interviewer was Zach Borg of Midwest Sports Plus. He chatted with the commissioner of the Missouri Valley Conference, the whole thing, and the Missouri Valley Football Conference. His name is Jeff Jackson. Of course, as you know, the league lost a team and did not gain a team within the last few months. North Dakota State out, there's 9 teams. So how do we resolve that, if at all? But first, a discussion with North Dakota quarterback Jerry Kaminiski, who kind of emerged out of nowhere, became a household name in Grand Forks last year, and he's back with Zach Borg.
I'm guessing maybe a little bit of unfinished business for you guys, just because you guys got off such a good start, but maybe didn't necessarily end the way you wanted.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot to build on from last year and a lot to learn, and I think the guys have really bought in this offseason. Coach Schmidt talks a lot about there's a year-round calendar, and the guys have really bought into that and putting in a lot of extra work and just doing the little things the right way and really attacking the offseason that way.
Yeah, especially with Coach Schmidt being in his second year now, how much different, how much more into the system are you guys? I mean, first year under a head coach can be a lot of things. Being in year 2 now, how much different is it?
There's a ton of confidence going into this year with Coach Schmidt and, you know, just the whole staff in general. There was a lot of new last year, and just coming back into this year, there's a ton of confidence in the building. I know especially on the offensive side, we're excited about things. We got a lot of the O-line back. We got a lot of the skills back. Our tight end room is going to be really good. We're feeling good.
What do you think is going to be the biggest difference for this team? I mean, obviously there's some more confidence. Aside from that, you got a playoff win under your belt. Maybe some of the biggest differences we'll see on the field.
I think some of the big differences is just on offense, we're looking to be explosive. We want to push the ball down the field, and we also want to be able to run the ball. It's the Missouri Valley. You have to play hard-nosed football. You got to get dirty, and we got one of the best O-lines in the country, and we're going to get downhill and run the ball, but we're also going to take shots when needed.
How much different is this for you coming into the season? I mean, last year nobody knew who you were. I mean, you were first-year starting quarterback. I mean, now you're kind of a known product, so there's more of a target on your back, I suppose, but for you coming into this season, what's it like?
Right, there's a lot of confidence coming into this season, you know, just with a year under my belt, and I feel like I've learned so much from last year and attacked this off-season really hard, so I'm excited to keep it going and roll into fall camp and then into the season. There's just a lot of confidence around us right now.
I know you were at the Manning passing camp just recently, too. You had a pretty good showing out there. What did that do for you?
It was awesome. I mean, I just talked about it a little bit, but I think it just boosted my confidence a little bit. And I learned so much being around some of the best NFL quarterbacks of all time and then the best college guys. You just learn, you talk a lot of ball. It was an awesome experience.
Well, there's one thing about this conference that's really standing out, at least going into the season. It's some of the returning quarterbacks you got, your run guard, Mason, yourself. How much is that? I don't want to say it's pressure, but it's probably something that makes you want to elevate your game a little bit.
For sure. It makes you want to elevate your game. And, you know, every week there's going to be eyes on you and you're watching the other guys on film. It's awesome. And that's what you want in a conference, is a deep quarterback room. And I think, like you just said, that's what we have. And it's really exciting to be able to compete against those guys, be able to watch them on film, you know, take things from their game, but then also use what they do to learn from.
You know, they picked South Dakota State to win this conference. You're getting them at home for a third straight year. Although they've beaten you guys down there for 2 straight years, we know how that ended a year ago. How much are you looking forward to getting them one more time down there at your barn, especially after the way that ended a year ago?
I can't wait. That's definitely a game that will be circled on the calendar. All of them are important, but that one's going to be really exciting, and I can't wait for that. The environment for that game is always unbelievable. That'll be one I'm looking forward to.
USD, too. I mean, that was kind of where things started to maybe go a little bit sour for you guys. You were rolling into the Dakota Dome last year, and they've got a lot of new faces too. I mean, they're having a new quarterback. What kind of game is that when you play the Coyotes? Because that's always been a historic rivalry too.
It's always a tough game anytime you play any of the Dakota schools. So those are games you're always looking forward to, and some of the most important games of the season. So that's going to be an awesome game again, and going to their place again, it'll be an exciting feeling knowing exactly what happened last year to go back there and get it done this year.
UND QB Jerry Kaminiski. Zach Borg also caught up with the commissioner of the MVFC, Jeff Jackson.
So the second year they've held the media day here, what's kind of kind of the vibe right now? I mean, is it kind of, they've held so many teleconferences that it's still kind of nice. I mean, I think the turnout this year is actually bigger than last year.
Yeah, I think it's great. You know, one of the things we really like about it is a chance for our coaches to get together. We had dinner last night at a great restaurant in downtown Sioux Falls. Everybody had a chance to just visit, talk, get to know each other a little bit better. Our student athletes are over at a golf event. So it's one of those things where certainly what takes place this morning is important, the opportunity to interact with the media, but it's also equally as important the opportunity to interact with each other.
I think you're one of the first FCS conferences, if not the first, to actually hold its media day, so you're kind of getting out in front of everything.
Yeah, you know, timing is important, and certainly we don't want to take away from practice days. And, you know, one of the things about our conference is, you know, we do have a pretty large footprint. So, you know, coaches, student athletes getting here sometimes can take a little bit of a, you know, longer than normal. So we try and put it in a period where we're not impacting what they need to do practice-wise to have a great season.
Last year was one of the rare years this conference didn't win the national title, but it was back in the national title game, and I think it once again led the country in playoff bids. How do you look back on and reflect on last season?
I think it was a great season. I think anytime you've got 6 teams in the playoffs and you got all the things that took place, and yeah, I thought we won. I thought the kick went in. So you know, I thought we had a great year, and I think the important thing about the year is that we had different participants. You know, we've got a wide swath of outstanding programs, and I think last year proved that.
Well, obviously, there's no getting around who's not here this year with North Dakota State leaving, and I think people kind of anticipated that move was going to happen for a while because a lot of that fan base had kind of been wanting that move, and them leaving, how does it feel? I mean, obviously, like I said, the turnout this year is pretty good despite them not being here and their contingent not being here, but how does this league move on with such a, what has been such a integral member of it being gone?
Well, look, no question that North Dakota State was a great partner, but again, as we were just talking about earlier, considering who was playing in the championship game, whether it's an Illinois State, whether it's a South Dakota State, whether it's a North Dakota, whether it's a Southern Illinois, UNI, we've got plenty of good teams, so I think we'll take the opportunity to fill that vacuum, and I don't have any question that the MVFC will still be the preeminent FCS conference moving forward.
One of the things that got tossed around quite a bit, along with them leaving, was there was a lot of talk about expansion. A lot of teams that were maybe targets, teams that were maybe looked at as possible members to bring into this league, whether they were in Texas or in the West. And obviously there was no further expansion. A lot of them went to maybe rival leagues, whether it was the UAC or the Big Sky. What's right now the position of this conference toward expansion, toward moving any additional teams here down the road?
Well, you know, one of the things I like is when you have 9 teams, that means you've got 8 games, so you got a pure round robin. I'm not sure we can be in a better position in terms of just creating the right mix in terms of competition, opportunity for everybody to play each other, and we're not seeing a negative impact in terms of how teams are selected for the tournament. So certainly I think our board, and when I refer to our board, that's our presidents and chancellors, if an opportunity came around that they were excited about, I'm sure they would take advantage of it. But right now, I think the MVFC is in a very good spot.
Has anybody been up front or have there been schools trying to make a push to get into this league right now over the last year or so?
If they did, and I told you, I'd have to kill you. So I can't.
What are some things the league moving forward might be doing, whether it's social media or any other?
I think the most important thing is really being proactive on the national front. I think myself and Josh Fenton, we're involved with every meeting, we're involved with every situation to make sure that the MVFC is being positioned, being presented in the right way. We know that our voice carries weight because of the success that our institutions have been able to have and continue to foster. So I think the most important thing to us is just making sure that on the national scale, people understand who we are, what we're doing, what we're accomplishing, and that we're an important entity and an entity to be treated seriously and taken seriously. So I think that's where we really spend a lot of our time.
And the last question or two here, obviously you mentioned last year things kind of got spread out a little more. We saw some different, certainly Illinois State getting the national title game proved it. What do you want to see from some of the programs that are maybe toward the bottom end of the conference? Where do you want to see them maybe kind of rise up? What are you hoping to see in place that maybe elevates that bottom part of the league. Hopefully they can start making some steps up.
Well, the unfortunate thing is that no matter what, you're going to have a bottom part of the league because we all play each other. So to me, I think everybody's doing what they can. You know, there are always going to be some variances in terms of resources and how people choose to use those resources. But I think we have the best league in the country. And the unfortunate thing is someone's going to have to finish first, someone's going to have to finish ninth.
What are you most looking forward to this year?
You know, the quarterback play. I think we have one of the best contingent of quarterbacks in the country. So I'm excited to see how that manifests itself, especially when it comes to the success that we should be able to have on the national landscape.
Anything else you'd like to add or say? Open mic for you.
Nah, just thanks for being here. We're really enjoying our time in Sioux Falls. This has been great. As you mentioned, the turnout's been fantastic. Great conference, and just looking forward to a great season.
Missouri Valley Football Conference Commissioner Jeff Jackson with our Zach Borg. And that is it for our first of two shows from MVFC Media Day here on Happy Hour. Tomorrow, completely different kinds of interviews. You're going to hear from all 9 teams. 9 sit-downs. That's right, Ed Rooney, Dean of Students in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You're going to hear from the coach and both players from each team talking about their squads 9 times. 9 times. Looking forward to that. Plus a couple more one-on-ones with Zach Borg. For video producer Cordell Wright, I'm John Gaskins. Hope you enjoyed your pigskin potpourri for today. We're drawing so much closer to kickoff 2026 in the Missouri Valley Football Conference. Cheers.
You need anything else, John?
No, I think I'm good, Greg. I think I'm going to tap out.
All right. Have a good night.